Swati, can we start?
Yeah, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, ma'am.
Dear participants, kindly keep yourself muted. When the speaker says it's time for question and answers, then you can unmute yourself and clarify your doubt. Good evening, all, and a warm welcome to the session on Know Yourself to Develop Your Personality. On behalf of Stella Maris College, SMC Drive, I take this opportunity to thank Mrs. G. Satyabama, Nodal Officer, and Mrs. N.C. Kalaivani, Deputy Director from the Department of Employment and Training, State Career Guidance Center, for the collaboration. For this session, we have a psychologist, Dr. Sri Sai Lakshmi, Coordinator, SMC Drive, Skills Development Center with us. Kalaivani ma'am, can you share a few words? Kalaivani ma'am, can you please share a few words?
Yes, madam, I have come.
Ma'am, can you
Thank you so
share a
much.
few? Yeah, welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm Kalavani, Center Head of State Career Center. So we are very happy and we're really very happy to have this session. And special thanks to Stella Maris College for giving us this opportunity to collaborate with you and to reach more number of candidates. So I think today's session is it's going to be on self-awareness. So this is the very most important session for students, particularly for students. This is a very important session because by doing that self-awareness, self-awareness is being explained by many concepts. It's about internal and it's about external. Internal means how your what you stand for, what are your core values, and what do you stand for, what are your strengths. So knowing about your limitations and knowing about your personality and knowing more about yourself and going inner and can be said as an internal view of self-awareness. An external view is that how do you looked at by others? How do you judge? How are you judged by others? What is your image with others? Like what do you stand for? People generally, we say, this person is a very honest person. This person is a very short-tempered fellow. This person is will adjust with everybody, something like that. What are we known for, and what are our how we are being seen by others and how we are being judged by others. That is one aspect, like external view of the self-awareness. So both should be, we should be aware so that we can make a balanced approach, so that we can become an achiever. And there are so many other concepts like SWOT analysis: strength, weak, opportunities and threats are there, and then the four quarters are there. There are certain things about me I know, others do not know, and I know, others also know, and I don't know, but others know. And there the fourth quarter, nobody knows. I mean, neither I know nor others also are aware of. That is something hidden part of me, which comes in a very rare situations. So all these things are there. Self-awareness is a very, very important aspect. Unless we do this experiment, unless we know what are our capacity, like you must have read about this when we are children. We must have read about the story called Rapunzel story. The beautiful girl who with the long hair, you must have read the story. Till that prince came, she was not even aware that she is so beautiful. Because that lady, that witch lady, used to tell her that you look so ugly, you look so ugly, and she used to believe that. And at one point, then the prince has to come and tell that you are so beautiful, you are the most beautiful woman in the world. So something like that. The self-awareness is something like that prince, which will tell us that who we are. That we have to do frequently to reinvent ourselves, to rejuvenate ourselves, so that we will reach our maximum potential. That is the idea behind doing the self-awareness experiment. So this session will be of very help to you. Being in college, you all must be having different dreams and aims, all those things. Keep your dreams alive. That's from the State Career Guidance Center. We tell you that you keep your dreams alive, keep your ambitions alive. People, society may tell you this is not possible for you, that is not possible for you, but you only know what the deep of your mind, your inner voice will tell you, yeah, this I can do. So go by that, and nobody can stop you. This world is full of opportunities and possibilities, and you are born to win. Believe that, and do the self-awareness very frequently, and take charge of your life. And SCGC wishes you to become the best version of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. I now request Dr. Sai to share her expertise with us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anita. Good afternoon, students. Okay, so today's topic is about self-awareness and personality. So first, let me start with personality because self-awareness is what, as ma'am said, you will be working on it. In this session, you will be working on your self-awareness. So starting with personality, how important is personality? So what is the connection between personality and self-awareness? See, knowing yourself is one of the most important factor in developing your personality. So what is, see, do you have the same personality as you had it when you were in a childhood? No. Your personality keeps changing accordingly. Say when you get into school, your personality would have been molded accordingly, and then to your college. So all this plays an important role. Your interaction with friends. So how, and it is the most important factor which distinguish between you and others, right? So I am a unique personality. So what is it personality comprises of? It comprises of your characters, your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors, your communication ability. And even now I can say that today your attitude also plays a vital role in molding your personality. Earlier when you take the definition was only on behavior, thoughts and feelings. Now communication and attitude is also very important. So wherever you go, this is very, very important. So people start saying that you have a pleasing personality. Yes. So what does that mean? Pleasing personality means I need to be very beautiful like Aishwarya Rai? No. Pleasing personality is how interesting I am to people, not the physical appearances. When my knowledge or whatever I speak is interesting to others, then people get attracted. Why so many of students get attracted to Dr. Abdul Kalam? Because of his speech, the knowledge he had, the experience he shared, and how successful he was, and what values he carried. So all this is our personality. So then personality makes us more professional. In a professional setup, I need to have certain personalities. Like communication skills is very important. Why do I have this personality? Because it gives me confidence, right? Without personality, how can I be confident enough to talk to people? I might have sufficient amount of knowledge, but just to deliver that, you need to be confident. You need to have a positive attitude when you interact with people. That interaction is very important. Your communication skill is important. See, most of the time we do have conflicts just because of one reason, that there is a lack in our communication. Our intentions are not wrong, but when we communicate it, we tend to interpret in a different way, that people understand it in a different way, and that is reason that there are conflicts. And some of us, few of us feel that, oh, this person I just want to avoid. Even our own family members for that matter, they might be telling what is right for us, but because of the lack in communication. So where is it? It is developed from our childhood, right? So why, for a particular family member, why are they behaving like this? Start to think, okay, because of their childhood experience, their professional experience, schools and colleges. But one thing I can say, students, if you think, yes, I need to change this aspect of personality, you can do it anytime. See, we were all professional people, how we were all with boards and chalks and markers and all that. But today we are able to adapt ourselves. We are able to say that, okay, so the personality is flexible enough to accept the changes. Otherwise, what would be the situation? You might feel the person is really experienced, but the person says, no, I am not a digital person. I don't want to take no sessions in webinars and all that. And then what will happen? And where is the growth? So you need to identify and think, yes, you need to mold your personality. As you go to a workplace, you need to mold your personality. And never think one just small thing, just remember that, don't think that all the others will be having your own same personalities. The values which you carry, the communication, your behavior traits. How do you think? You want your team members also to think the same way. Then it results in conflicts. But there are people who work with different personalities and they still able to succeed in their professional as well as in their personal life. Like, no, they used to say opposite poles attract. Yes, it is always better to have opposite poles because we get attracted. You can even think of your friends who have different ideas, values, different things about themselves and others, but still you get along with them because you accept them as they are. Same thing if you start doing to everyone, your family members, you're at work, then things are smoother. So getting into an employment is comparatively easy, but to sustain in a job is a tedious task. Why? Because we start comparing ourselves with others and we start thinking, no, my friends were much better. My professors were like this. They were so good to me. This boss is not good to me. So all these things give, obstacles our growth. But whatever it is, if you try to sustain, yes, take it as a challenge. So that is what today we are going to work on. Take it as a challenge. And then you will see how well you will be able to reach your goals. So that is the ultimate thing. Reaching your goal is the ultimate thing. So for that, you need to understand your personality. And this personality can be understood when you know your strengths and weaknesses. And today I will be showing you a slide and then you will start working on your SWOT analysis. Earlier it was called SWOT analysis, but now it has been coined as SWOT analysis. Okay, so you can just have a look at the PPT and then start working on your personality and your self-awareness, which is very, very important. Are you able to view the PPT, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. Okay, so the topic today is know yourself to develop your personality. So what is SWOT analysis? It's a strategic planning. It's a strategic planning method used to research external and internal factor which affects one's success and growth. So this internal and external factor only we are going to talk about. Your internal factors will be your strength and weaknesses. And your external factors will be your opportunities and challenges or threats. Individual uses SWOT analysis to determine their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges for their both personal and professional life. SWOT analysis is relevant to SWOT analysis. Okay, so this first you can draw this quadrant. I think some of you would have done your SWOT analysis or SWOT analysis, but I will suggest that you keep doing it every 6 months to 1 year because there are lots of your strengths. There will be additional strengths added to it and your weaknesses might turn into your strength because you start working on it, and there will be lots of opportunities coming up and two challenges. Okay, so first make this box, keep it ready. Are you having all that ready to do your SWOT analysis? Yes. Okay, so now first I will just give you, see, if I ask you to talk about your strength or write it on. So it might be a vague, for students to immediately think. Probably you will be getting 1 or 2 or more than that. But I have just given a list of questions. Okay, I'll just put it on the screen so that you can look into it and see. Additional to that also, if you get some of your strengths, you can do it. So for each, I will just give you 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. And then once you have done, I want at least few of you to share it. Not something very personal, but something which is being common. Okay, these are the few questions on strength. What you are good at, your educational qualification. See, your educational qualification, you have to see to that whether it is fitting into your job profile. Okay, so I cannot take a BA literature and then I cannot go and apply for an accounting job, right? So you just see whether your educational qualification is your strength. And there's experiences. Experiences, now you would have had your internship and the knowledge what you have gained apart from your education, the additional knowledge is whatever you've gained, and the skills, do you have the particular skills, and what are your motivators, your positive traits, that is very very important. Okay, and your interest or hobbies and resources you have with you, your greatest achievements, something related to your education or beyond that, something in sports or whatever it is, your greatest achievements, what you think are your achievements, and values that you help to accomplish your goals. You need to have certain values, right? So think of those values and what others see as your strength. Your friends would have told you, yes, these are your strength. See, as of now, you can do it. Since we are just in a webinar, you can, even after that, you can go and ask your friends, what are your strengths? If you have still not got, everyone would have shared something to you. You are a very confident person, you have got good communication skills. So all those things. So just think of all these, and I'll just give you 5 to 7 minutes. You can just go and write about your strengths. You can start now. Introspect yourself. This is just a frame of questions. You think more about yourself, your strength, from your schooling to college. Think of all the aspects. Even at home, what you exhibit, those strengths. Last 3 minutes. So have you done? Kindly unmute yourself and you can say, or you require time. Can I move on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. So next, your weaknesses. Before that, how many of you were able to know your strengths? And how many of you felt that, no, I need some more time?
Corresponding angles.
Sorry?
Equal.
Equal. Okay, if a few of you can share at least what others see you as your strengths. Anyone is willing to share?
Ma'am,
Yes, what others see as your strength.
ma'am, I would like to share one thing.
Yes.
Ma'am, in me, others see my positivity as my strength, ma'am, and my easy to adapt character. Like
Hmm.
with God's grace, I'm able to adapt to any situation, and like I feel that will be my strength in any situation. And like patience is another gift. So
Okay.
I see this as my strength, ma'am.
Okay. So most of the things what you said is not only suited for professional life, right? So because professional life, you need to adapt to various situations. Suddenly you will be probably in one team, they will ask you to move to another, or you will be transferred to another center or something. And then being patient is where you will be successful. When others try to even provoke you, being patient is very, very important. That's an excellent one. Anyone else who wants to share? I know post lunch it is quite difficult, but still you can share. That is the reason I'm asking you to share.
Ma'am, some people have shared in the chat box, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we will move on to the weaknesses, right? Okay. So weaknesses. So this is generally don't think when someone says that it's your weakness, and we tend to connect it to a negative term. It is not a negative term. See, how I know about my strength, more I need to know about my weaknesses, right? So because strength is always there and strength will keep growing, but weaknesses is what most of us tend to avoid. We don't want anyone to talk about our weaknesses. We don't want anyone to say that no, you are this, you are a short-tempered person. Immediately my temper goes up. We don't even accept the fact, yes, this is my weakness. So for anything for you to work on, you first need to accept the fact, yes, it is there in me. It is my weaknesses. So I need to first be aware. So that self-awareness, the weakness, I need to be aware of it, and then I start working on it. So a point of time, I need to change these weaknesses to my strength. For the first question, say for instance, task you avoid due to lack of confidence. Most of us, we are very good when we are given a topic and when they ask us to present alone in a room, we can do it fantastic. Then the communication skills and the way we speak about it, it is so nice. And if they ask us to debate among our friends, we do it excellently well. But when suddenly we have asked us to come to the dais and no talk with just 10 or 15 people, no, I cannot do it. So that is because you lack confidence. And next is lack of personality traits that holds you to reach your goals. So we have spoken about personalities, our behavior, our thinking, no, a communication ability, attitude, everything we have spoken about. So that personality traits, that is very, very important. What is our basic characteristics? And with that characteristics, how can I achieve my goals? And gaps in your knowledge. See, I've seen so many engineering students, they come for counseling after they enter into their work. Why? Because the engineering degree as such has told them to just get through their exams. So just before the exams, they prepare and they do it. But at the workplace, the knowledge which is required is not being fulfilled by their educational qualification. I hope you're getting it right. So that is where they have these gaps. And what happens, they become very panicky. They don't want to develop, no, just okay, now I've not done it in my graduation. That's over. So now how can I develop that knowledge? So this is where you need to work. See, when you are going for facing an interview, so what is that? You will be getting only few questions. See, when I was interacting with a senior manager at a bank and a HR person, they said probably for a commerce person, they will get only these questions. If they are sure about it, rest we are not bothered because we can train them on the job. Okay. So you have to understand, okay, where is that gap? Do I have that knowledge, or it is a weakness? I need to work on it. Fears that hold you back. Most of the time, that is a fear that I will not be able to take up. See, how many of you have the fear of examination? The moment somebody talks about exams, I do have. At this age, I do have that fear of examination. Somebody tells exams, oh God, exam. Exam for me, other for my children, everything is an exam for me. So that fear. So what will happen? Probably I might force myself to do an exam. That is what I have turned it as a strength. So on the whole, if they give me an option, I'll say, no, I don't want to take up the exam, right? So like that, certain fears that hold us back. List of our negative habits. Negative habits, yes. I cannot do this. I cannot do last minute rush. I'm being a proper, prioritizing. I'm being planning. I do not procrastinate. But all these things is good. But what happens when you go into the workplace, you might be given a task to complete in an hour's time. And probably you can't say, this is not my habit. I cannot stretch myself. Okay. So think of all those things. Okay. And resources that you are lacking. So whatever resources. So today, you need to be digital friendly, not for all your gaming, but for other things as well. So if you're lacking, or if you need a particular software which you need to update yourself, then you have to see, yes, I am lacking in this resources and how I can work on it. Require more training in something. Yes, I require more training for public speaking. You can join somewhere like Toastmaster, or there are so many other things where they inculcate that public speaking skills. Unless you are confident enough and if you are not able to communicate, whatever you have, that will remain waste. You cannot express it to the others. I had a professor who was excellent in his knowledge, but just with students, he used to stammer. We used to never understand what he's trying to say. But if I go personally and ask him certain things about production, whatever it is, when I did my first MBA was my degree, that time he used to explain to us so well. We need not even study after that. But in front of the students, he was not able to do it. He was able to just stay there only for a semester. So if he would have worked on it, I'm sure he would have been an excellent teacher, and he would have really given his knowledge to so many of us. We would have gained by it. Okay. So barriers, all of us have barriers in life, right? They have emotional barrier, physical barrier, financial barrier. Everything is a barrier for us. Why you are not able to do a particular course? Because financially I'm unable to do it. But are you thinking how I'm going to break the barrier? You can break your barriers. So think of all those weaknesses, and I will give you 3 minutes. Just start thinking, but go in depth, because more than strength, I think you need to give weightage to your weaknesses. Yes, you can start now. And one of you can say once you have done. The maximum time I can give is 5 minutes. So before that, even if you can fill it, then it's fine.
Ma'am?
Yes.
The task I avoid due to lack of confidence is like giving opinion in public places, because I feel it might be wrong, and I feel like it might be right, but I feel it's not right, or it's because of lack of confidence. I feel inferior, like it may be wrong.
Good.
Thing which
Yes.
I would.
Okay, this is not only for you. It's for most of the students feel this way. They know the answer. See, even in class, you would have observed, if you've been posed a question, you know the answer.
Yes,
but what stops you? Because of the confidence. If it goes wrong, okay, just go out of the box and think. If it goes wrong, what will happen? You will not be punished. And if someone is going to mock at you, it is okay. So how do you get a learning? Today, if you're not able to talk in class, then you will not be able to talk in your board meetings. You will not be able to talk in front of your team. You will be having an excellent idea how to resolve something. And then somebody would have told that, and then, oh God, I got it, right? So you need to break it.
Yes, ma'am.
The only thing is for next, see, you might be having 10 or 12 weaknesses or even more than that. But start working on 3 or 4 of it initially. Then once you're done with it, you just move on. Because if you want to work on everything, then it becomes too much, right? So like that, you start analyzing each. Anyone else wants to share? I think the same person is sharing again and again, if I'm not wrong. Anyone else wants to share? It actually motivates the speaker as well if someone is sharing or someone is listening to us.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Yes.
I want to ask, ma'am,
Yeah.
patience, when there is less patience in a child or anyone, so what to do so that patience will be increasing?
Okay. When do you lose patience? See, the patience is lost because of various factors. So you start repeatedly. For example, for instance, at home you take. Your mom is telling you again and again, keep your place clean, keep your place clean. Do not keep meddling with your mobile again and again. Then what will happen? She loses patience. Okay. But for some people, it is not that way. First time they see in your mobile, they'll say, always on mobiles. They don't even wait for your explanation. So their patience is only that extent. So you have to analyze yourself. Where do you lose your patience? If you have been telling someone to do it again and again, then you lose your patience. Or sometimes when you have too many things and you have very less time and you are not able to do it, complete the task, then you lose your patience. So I cannot just say one because it is differs from patience person to person. The patience aspect is for me, it might be 80%. For someone, it might be 60%. Someone, it might be even 0%. Why? Because of their situation they brought up and they have not made an effort to change it. Now you tell me, when do you lose your patience?
Ma'am, actually, when I do something for many means, for couple of hours, and at last the result is I'm not satisfied with the result, then only I get I less loss of patience is there in me.
Okay, then you can't say you lack patience, right? You have taken so much of task and you go and ask everyone, just common your friends. If you have done one thing, you have taken enough of time and you have done it, and then again you are not able to, the project is not complete or successful, then do you lose your patience? Only I assume that only 10% of them will say, no, we redo it again. Yes. So most of us, we feel that because we have taken so much of effort in doing it. For some people, they will not have any patience to start the task. For them, then it becomes a weakness and they need to work on it. Are you getting it? So don't think that if you are able to not complete something successfully, you lose your patience. And most of us do. Get that? No, you lose your patience. Okay. Anyone else?
Ma'am,
Yes.
how to deal with bad decision making due to anger?
So what do you need to work on? Your anger or your decision making?
Like, if I want to work on my anger, then decisions would be made better, right?
Okay. Right. So when do you get angry? So anger is not the same for everyone, right? The way they react, the way they respond, everything matters. See, one person might be angry because they are very hungry, they become anger. No, they tend to become very angry. People don't realize that. So for such people, udane saapadu kuduthunum. So that is the easiest thing, right? So now you have to think when you get anger. See, for instance, when there are hormone changes during our menstrual cycle, you'll see most of the females have this problem. They have mood disturbance. They react quickly. Have you observed that among
Yes,
your friends?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
7 days, they keep quiet. And that 3 days, and the 3 days, the first 1-2 days, they have an erratic behavior that nobody can control them. For
Yes,
somebody,
ma'am.
they do have exam pressure, they tend to become angry. For some who's a perfectionist, when things are not perfect, they don't understand the fact perfectionist is they are perfect. They cannot expect everyone around to be perfect. If I am a perfectionist, I want to keep my place clean, then I need to do it. I cannot insist on the same thing on others. And when they don't do it, I tend to become angry. So angry, you have to see, take that one aspect. Say, I said, no, you can work on 3-4 weaknesses. If you feel your anger is disturbing your work, whatever you are planning, or no, your decision making, you're not able to reach your goals, and no, it is because of that, then you need to work on it. You have to work. When do I become angry? When there are too many things and I have a limited time, I'm not able to handle the pressure, then I become angry. Or I'm just angry for everything. If I drop a pencil down, I get angry. There are people like that, they react for everything and anything. We will have our own family people like that, right? So, they'll have fear, they cannot not talk to them.
Yes,
Say,
ma'am.
they'll say that, no, what is the problem with the dad? That there is one problem with my dad. He says, whatever he says, we need to do it immediately. For instance, the student is writing a project and she's in a verge of completing it, another 5 minutes. And the dad says, get me water, or no, not even water, get me a pen. And the dad expects the person to do it immediately. And this was a counseling case, okay? And if, for instance, the person says, I just need 5 minutes, I'm finishing it, that's the end of it. There is a chaos in the, after that, there will be a big conflict arising. And after that, the 5 minutes work also will not be completed. The pen story is gone now. So for such people, they need to work on their anger. What is going to happen in 5 minutes? She's going to finish it. Rather, let me go and take a pen. What is there? Right? So you have to see what triggers your anger. It is an external force or an internal force. Internal force, your body reaction. Because of your physical illness. See, for students who have less hemoglobin, nobody considers this. I have in my session asked them to go and check for their hemoglobin. See, when people have blood pressure, when people have less hemoglobin, when they are physically not fit, they have backaches. All these people do react. Okay, so now you have to understand when do you react. You start writing it. Okay, you can get talk to me in person because it's going to be a vast subject. So we can work on it.
Okay, ma'am.
Then, anyone else? Shall we move on to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, opportunities. So how can we turn our strength into opportunities? Right? So, and change your weaknesses into opportunities. So weaknesses, you can change into opportunities. See, for instance, I have a problem with public speaking. I don't want to do it. So that's my weakness. So get into a job where I need not do much talking, but I can do other working. For instance, an accountant need not go and talk too much. A chartered accountant, of course, needs to present, but most of the work will be paper, pen, or with his desktop and all that. So that you have to understand how you can change your weaknesses into opportunities, and what available scholarship you have. Do take it. Do not miss it. Most of us feel, why should I avail it? Avail all your scholarships. Support. Do not hesitate to get support from others. That sometimes our ego might stop us, saying that no, I can do everything on my own, but not all the time. When you have limited time and you need to do too much of tasks, it is okay to get support from the people who will render that support to you. Okay, then look out for job vacancies. Now I think most of you are in final years or you're looking out for a job. Think of the job vacancies and what are the opportunities available. Now there are many opportunities available and advantages you have in your field. So just keep working on it, looking at you just go into YouTube, listen to lots of videos, and what is there in my field, what I can improve on, what opportunities now connected to your strength. And next is new technology may help you to meet your goal. See, our goal wanted to reach many students, give them employability skills. So what happened? Lockdown started. Month of April, we didn't do anything. We didn't know what to do. Then we thought, okay, we'll start online classes. Zoom came in, then Google Meet. There are so many apps came in to support us. So today we are able to reach to many students than what we used to do earlier, right? So that is new technologies will always support you, give more opportunities and develop contacts. Just don't be in a small circle. Being in a small circle, your success and reaching your goals also will be in a close circle. Just develop contacts. In the friend, is she introducing you to someone else? Get intro and not talk to people. But be careful. Do not share your personal details just like that. You need to be, for today's generation, you need to be careful about what you're going to share and what you're going to know. But do develop contacts that will help you professionally. And now you can list your opportunities.